All right, everybody, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to get started with Firebase. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to firebase.com or Firebase, or specifically console.firebase.google.com if you already have an account. If you don't have an account, you want to go to firebase.com, sign up for the account, and then you'll be placed right inside of here. You won't have any projects, obviously, but you're going to add one. And in this case, we're going to go ahead and say we want to add a new project. For our cases, we're going to call it CT Capstone. I'll just give my name, or can't have these. So let's do CT Cap. There we go. Capstone JC. Okay, cool. With that, we have everything created that we need to create inside of Firebase, or at least start it. We'll enable or turn Google Analytics off for this project and then create the project. All right. So from here, we'll go ahead and continue into the project. We want to turn some things on specifically. We'll go inside of build really quick and go to authentication. And we want to turn on authentication. So we want to say get started. All right. So the native providers that we will have will be these. We'll use email and password, but you can also turn on any additional providers. We will leave that for the viewer if you want to explore how to start that up. But we'll use email and password for this example, and we'll just enable that. And we'll leave the email link, passwordless sign in. We'll leave that off, and then go ahead and save. And cool, that's what we needed. You can also, I guess, if you want, you can go ahead and enable Google as well. If you want to understand how that works, this is going to ask you for a project or public facing name. We can call that CT Capstone if you would like. I'll just do that. And then give it an email. And then there you go. You're all set to go. So again, we won't implement this inside of our own project. We'll just be using the email and password. But if you want to go a little bit deeper, please go ahead and explore how to do this. But we're going to do this with the time that we have together. Then from here, we want to go to Firebase or Firestore database and turn that on as well. And go ahead and create the database. For now, we will turn it in with we will start it with test mode for now and go ahead and hit next. I will use the central time zone because that is where I'm located, but you can use whichever one is closest to you. That will make your life a little bit easier. Things will be a little bit faster for you. But once you do change this, just understand that this location is set and you cannot change it later. So whatever you set now is forever going to be set for the project. Go ahead and enable that once you have yours set. All right. So now we have a database that we can insert information to. We will do this once we actually have our project created and we have data that we actually can use inside of this. But we need to make note of some things before we leave this place here. Specifically, if we go to this little icon that looks like a gear over in the left-hand side over here, we'll go there, and then project settings will be the next space that we will be in from here. Then once we have that information, we'll want to go ahead and scroll on down, and you'll see a few choices here. We'll want to use the third choice that looks like a bracket. That is the web version of this, and we want to give it a name. So we'll call our name CT Capstone. And I'll just do my JC at the end of that. You can set up Firebase hosting, but we won't be using that in this situation in our time together. So again, we'll leave this off, but if you want to explore that for later, you can. Go ahead and register the app. And then from here, it's going to give us some instructions on how to install Firebase. So we will need to do this inside of our own project. I do believe that I have that inside of the package.json for the entire project, but just in case, we'll make sure that we have Firebase installed. Then from there, we'll want to take this Firebase config value and save that as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the terminal, and then we will install Firebase and create this file right here. Okay, so now we're back in the terminal, and what we need to do now is npm install Firebase. Again, we should already have this, but just to make sure to cover the base that needs to be covered, we just want to make sure that everything is in there. So once we install Firebase, we'll go ahead and head on over into Visual Studio Code after this is done loading. All right, so it looks like everything is done there. So we'll go ahead and head on into Visual Studio Code. And what we will need to do will be going and creating a new file for the configuration of Firebase. So inside of source, we'll right click, new file, and we'll call this Firebase config.js. Okay. And inside of that, what we want to do is literally just go back inside of here, grab this const Firebase config, copy that, and paste it right on in here. All right. So save that, and we will head back into creating some functions for our project. So in the next section, we'll take care of that, and I'll see you there.